Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for supports if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye. All right, all right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so Bone, Shiba Swap Bone, my top price for 2024 Shiba Swap Bone token. Let's be honest, Bone has been a disappointment. Like let's be honest, right? Shibarium went live. Shibarium's actually been a disappointment as well. Um, at least so far. Hopefully that changes with the auto burns and everything else that's coming. Shiba Swap 2.0 and the metaverse and ShibaNet and all the other stuff that they're going to be doing. Shiba games. So at some point, the Shibarium is gonna do well, but right now it's been disappointment. Everybody can even the devs have to admit that. Um, and Bone has been a disappointment. We can just see on the price here, right? So let's go to the all price here on Bone and look at that. I mean, yeah, this and Shibarium's live. Shibarium's been live for several months now. This thing should be pumping, right? Um, and at some point it will, right? At some point it will, and so top price here for Bone, it was right up here at $3, and there it is right there, $3.20. Okay, so $3.20 is the top price, the all-time price for Bone. um if you guys follow me on Patreon, you know that I was calling for $20, like 10, $20, $30, so and so was other people. Other people were doing the same, said the same thing, right? So there's a bunch of people online that were calling for $10 on Bone and $20, $15 on Bone, and just didn't happen. At least not yet, right? So we're trying to figure out why would they bring the price of Bone down this much, right? I don't know, maybe to reload up on it and then send it up. And so I'm thinking to myself tonight, I was like, man, the easiest way to get wealthy here for the Shib army is just to pump Bone up and take and use it as liquidity. I've been telling them to do that since Shibarium went live, though. I was like, well, the key is Bone. You pump Bone up. It only has 229 million circulation on CoinMarketCap, but we know in reality it only has about 140 million in actual circulation. So why aren't the Shib army pumping Bone right now with a small circulating supply? This thing is way undervalued for the circulating supply it has. Circulating supply is about 140 million, 130 million in circulation in reality, because CoinMarketCap doesn't update anything for some reason. Unless you have it in real time, like Lunk has and USTC and Sheena has, right? So other than that, you're not. Everybody else is delayed by like 6 months. Um, but this is an opportunity for, in my opinion, for the Shib army to load up on Bone and pump it to the upside, and then use that liquidity to then go into Sheena and then pump Sheena up, and then take that liquidity in the billions of market cap, and then come into Shiba Inu, and really just send that thing going, crazy. I think that's the smart way to do it. I think Bone is really simple. I mean, if a group of people started buying back and burning Bone, I mean, this thing would skyrocket. I mean, it doesn't have much tokens in circulation. So, and they're not printing anymore. They're not, it's not like, it's like coal stacks, right? Where they have 1 million in circulation, but they got 49 million other tokens that they can actually just dump on you when you start buying back and burning it, right? So, um, no more bone is going to be minted. So you don't have to worry about that. So I'm surprised that there's not the group of people in Sheena community or not Sheena but Shiba Inu community that are like, hey guys, let's get 100 people together and let's buy back and burn bone and send it to the the burn wallet and let's pump the crap out of this thing, right? By simply just buying it and burning it with such a small supply, this thing would skyrocket. So I'm kind of surprised that nobody's done that. And I'm like the first one thinking about doing this, right? So I don't know. Maybe there's other people out there that have thought about it, but I mean, this is so simple. I mean, get 100 people together and buy back and burn bone, right? And on a weekly basis, and this thing is going to take off. And what also I was thinking of it was that the ship dev team, they got to pump bone here because if the auto burns go live, well then you're swapping bone out and you're selling $25,000 worth of bone to buy Shiba Inu, and then you're burning Shib. So that doesn't make bone look good, right? So you would think that right before the auto burns go out and launch, right, and begin their 25,000 burns. If it's still 20, we don't know if it's going to be still 25,000. That's what they said it was going to be. It says it on there, 25,000 goals been reached, blah, 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 right? So we don't know if it's actually going to be 25. They could have changed it to 5,000 or 10,000. Who knows anymore, right? We'll find out when it goes live, right? Um, and we hope it's 25,000. But so if we know that that's true, if we know that the Shibarium wallet is going to be burning auto burn, it's going to be doing it at 25,000 at a time, at least for right now, then common sense is that they're going to pump bone. They have to pump bone up. They don't want that auto burn to start burning $25,000 worth of bone into Shiba Inu to then burn Shib at these prices. I mean, bone could literally. I mean, all depends on how much they do. If they do it once a day, then maybe bone will be okay. Maybe, but maybe it drops to like, let's say 30 back to 35 cents eventually, right? Which is awful, right? So you would think that they will start pumping bone up now, and somebody's like, well, how do you pump bone up? Well, remember how they were taking the Shiba swap liquidity and they were burning Shiba Inu with it, 8 billion Shib and 9 billion Shib tokens. Well, they can do the same. Now I don't know if the Shiba swap liquidity is in bone or it's in Shib. If it's in bone already, then you can burn it. If it's in Shiba, then you can swap the Shib for bone, and then you can pump the bone price. Okay, so that's what I would be doing. If I was a SHIB dev member right now, that's what I would be talking about and I would be doing right now. I wouldn't wait, right? Because they're going through the puppy net right now with the SHIB burn, with the auto burns. And once that is done, it's going to go live. And they said it's going to go live in January. So I believe it's going to be January 31st, the day that Fed Powell makes his statements about rate cuts and easy money coming into the markets. And that should be able to pump the markets going into February. Um, so it's a perfect time to put out the auto burns, to launch the auto burns. But between that time and now, they need to be pumping bone price up to $20, right? And they could take the liquidity from Shiba Swap, like they did the buyback and burn on Shib for us, those 4 times in what, November and December. They could do the same thing here and they could do it every day between tomorrow. They could start tomorrow, right? If anybody from the Ship Dev team is listening, because you guys listen to all my other videos, right? So if you guys are listening, right? I'm not coming at you on this video. And remember, I said 2024. 2024, I'm not going to come after you. I mean, I have a little bit, but I'm not coming after you in 2024. I'm going to try to be more nicer and stuff like that. But I would get it. Everybody's frustrated, man. I, what I said I wasn't lying. I mean, do you see the results of Shib Inu and Shibarium and the prices? You know, so I wasn't lying. It's just that people don't like when when you're saying these things. So it is what it is. But either way, um, I would take the between tomorrow and which is what Friday, as tomorrow's Friday. So you got Friday, you got Saturday, you got Sunday, you got all the way to like what? Well, when's the first Monday or something, Wednesday or something like that of next week? So you, I would start burning. I would start buying back and burning bone, or if you if the Shiba swap liquidity is already in bone, I would burn it. I would burn the bone. If the Shiba swap liquidity is in Shiba, then I would swap the SHIB and I would buy back I would buy back bone and I would just buy it back. I wouldn't burn it. I'll just buy it back and just create that buying pressure on it. And I would do it every day, just buy maybe 3 times a day or whatever you have to do to bring that buying pressure on bone and pump it to about $20 to $30. Okay. So that's what I would do before the auto burns come so that the bone price is high when you start to swap that bone out for Shiba Inu to burn 25,000 at a time, right? Because you don't want to hurt bone. You don't want bone to go down to 10 cents. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do, and I'm hoping that the ship dev team understands that or have been talking about how to pump bone up here before the auto burns begin. Hello, right? That would be very crucial to do, right? You don't want bone at 5 cents now, right? So expect bone to pump here, right? Expect the team to find a way using liquidity from leash and Shib and Shiba Swap, Liquidity Pool, and other places, to pump bone or burn bone. Okay, so you can either burn the bone and make it public, or you can make a public announcement that you just burned a ton of bone, or you can buy back the bone, right? So either a buyback program, a nice 7-day buyback program of bone, and or a buyback and burn, whatever it is, you got to pump bone right now before the auto burns begin, right? So that's just common sense. So we haven't heard anything about that, but it's just common sense to get bone price up before this auto burn begins. Okay, so what's the top price of bone in 2024 for me? My top price in bone for 2024 is $30. Okay, so $30. I think bone can get to $30. And I mean, if the dev team don't want to do it, then the community can do it. I mean, I mean, the ship army can gather 100 people within seconds. I mean, there's 100 people on. Every time Satoshi or what's his or the ship token makes a tweet, there's 100 people there instantly. So I know that somebody in the ship community can get 100 people together and say, "Hey, let's start buying back and burning bone," and the price will pump like crazy, right? So that's what I would do if the dev team doesn't want to, take liquidity from the Shiba swap and start buying back and pumping bone or burning bone. I would just. I would just gather 100 people and say, hey, let's start buying back and burning bone here, and bone will take off, man. So I'm looking at $30 for bone, and bone can get to $30 within a week. Because look at, I mean, there's only 140 million only 140 million tokens in circulation. Okay, so Bone can get to these prices very quickly. Now remember, Shiba Swap has Bone, right, in it, right? So Bone's locked up in Shiba Swap. There's Bone locked up in Shibarium. There's Bone locked up in the Shibarium wallet and Burn wallet as well, right? So Bone is locked up in 3 different places: Shibarium, Burn wallet, Shibarium, and it's locked up in staking as well, right? So how much Bone is actually in circulation? Is it really 130, or maybe it's only down, maybe it's only like 100 million? Who knows? But it's not a lot of bone in circulation, folks. So Bone with 100 million in circulation should not be at 55 cents, man. Like if you go through the tokens that are at 100 million, let's go through some of these tokens that are 100 million. Okay, let's go here first. So Bone is down 58% on the year. That should not ever happen when you have Shibarium launching that launched last year. That shouldn't happen. So Bone's been a disappointment, right? But I still think it can get to $30 this year, and I think it can really take off at any moment because all they gotta do is pump it, or all they gotta do is burn the tokens, and Bone goes completely nuts to the upside. Um, can you imagine what a 20 million Bone burn would do right now? Like it would, with no tokens in circulation. I mean, they barely have any tokens in circulation. So let's go to the coin market caps and see how many tokens in with 100 million in circulation, what their prices look like. Okay, so let's go to the circulation supply. Okay, Ethereum is at $2,000. You know what I mean? Okay. And BNB is at $294. Hello. So you don't think Bone is undervalued here at 55 cents? Running the Shibarium as a gas token of Shibarium and Shiba Inu, the second largest meme token in the world, right? I mean, come on. Okay. And so and Solana is at a 400. Solana has more tokens than Bone, and it's at $87. Bone is at 50 cents. like, you don't think this is so undervalued? Look at Avalanche. Hello, $30. Right where Bone should be at, right? So, um, and then you have Tron has 88 million, so we're gonna leave that alone. Chainlink is at $13 with 568 million. Come on, guys. Really? Where is the love for Bone, man? Right? You got Bone has Shiba swap, so it has a swap, and then it's the gas fees of Shibarium. Why isn't it getting any love? And I think it's not getting any love because, as Matthew Perry said so eloquently, he said Bone doesn't get any love from Shiba Army because they know that the dev teams created it for a money grab. Maybe that's why. But that was the past. That was the past. It does have utility, Shiba Swap, and Shiba Swap 2.0 should be dropping any moment now, you would think, right? Um, and then it also is the gas fees of Shibarium. So that's a lot of that's two big utilities right there, right? And then it also has staking. You can stake it as well. Okay, and lock it up for staking. I'm surprised that the Shib Army has not locked up over 100 million Bone tokens and skyrocketed that thing to up to $30. Okay, so let's see if there's any other internet computer has more, and they're at $11. Is internet computer more popular than Bone? If I walk the street right now, how many people are gonna know anything about internet computer? But if I say Shiba Swap Bone, they go, oh yeah, Bone token from Shibarium and Shib Army. They probably know Bone more than they do Internet Computer, right? And yet Internet Computer is ranked in the top 20 when it has more tokens in supply than Bone. You see what I'm saying? So this something is just not adding up. Cosmos has more tokens than Bone, and it's at $9. Can we at least get Bone to $9? Ship Dev Team, maybe, that would be awesome if we could. It's kind of embarrassing that it's sitting there under $1. When you can just use liquidity and pump the crap out of it or burn the crap out of it, right? And I think that's what they should do. I think they should just burn it. They instead of just buying it back, they should burn it. They should just burn the Bone tokens with the Shiba Swap liquidity. Okay. So, anyways, I just made an example of some of the tokens that have 100 to 300 million in circulation. I mean, this token here has 300. We don't even know what this token name is. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it, and it's worth more than Bone. This token is worth. This can't be possible. This token, Mix, We Mix, is worth more than Bone. If that doesn't raise your blood pressure, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. How is this token that nobody knows about is worth more than Bone, which everybody knows about? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, man. Okay. Sheesh, man. All right, guys. That's what's going on. That's what we need to see the dev team do. They need to take the liquidity from Shiba Swap and they need to start buying back and burning Bone and pumping the crap out of Bone. And I have Bone at least reaching $30 this year. And then next year, I have Bone reaching $300, right? So I think I can get to $300 and maybe a wick top there at 300 and then a big pullback, of course. But yeah, I got Bone going to $30 this year. It might go higher than that. It might go to $80 this year. But I got Bone going to $30 this year, and then up to $300 in the climax of 2025. Let's see what happens this year. If we can get to $30 on Bone, some of you guys have been staking your Bone on Shibarium, and I know you don't get much, but at least you get some free bones, right? And so, if Bone can get to $30, man, in the next 2 months, right, and then top off there, February, March, and we wake up and Bone's at $30, and you got some staking rewards in there, pretty good. You might be up 6, 7 figures, man. It's pretty good, right? So especially if you get Bone at these prices right now at 55 cents. Remember, back last year, I told you guys on Patreon, I told you guys Bone at 30, was it $30 or something, or 30 cents or something like that. And then I came out here on on YouTube and I said I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna put a buy signal here on YouTube for Bone, and I think it was like 35 cents or 37 cents, something like that. And Bone went all the way up to $2. And so my Patreons got in early at 30 cents, 31, 32 cents. And then you guys on YouTube on my Currency 365 channel that is terminated now. Um, so a lot of you guys know who did that, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that. And a lot of you guys were able to get in at 35 to 37 cents. And some of you guys sold way too early, and some of you guys were able to ride it up to 80, 90 cents. And you guys were saying, thank you, currency, Others wrote it up to $2, So I think it's going to happen again. And I think they need to do it like right now. Like, next 7 days, we need Bone to explode here in the next 7 days. If they're going to be launching the auto burns, they need to pump the crap out of Bone price and they don't have to use their own money. All they got to do is take the liquidity pool money from Shiba Swap and start buying back and burning Bone. Now, if the Shiba Swap liquidity is already in Bone, then you just burn it, right? You just burn the Bone and make an announcement that will pump the Bone price. Okay, so they can do that at least like 3 times in the next 7 days, and that Bone price will really take off here. And maybe if they have any liquidity and leash or anything else that they can use, then they can start buying back and they can start buying back Bone as well in big numbers. And maybe the dev teams get together and they all buy Bone at the same time every day for the next 7 days as well. Maybe put $1,000 each into it, and buy it back. Maybe Satoshi drops 100,000 in Bone and really gets it going. I don't know. Justin's son comes in and they say, "Hey, Justin, you got some extra money? Come in and buy up $3 million worth of Bone for us and pump this thing." You know what I mean? So I don't know. They got to get Bone pumping before they do this auto burn. You would think. I mean, this is common sense. You don't want Bone to be sitting there at 50 cents and the auto burns coming out swapping freaking Bone, $25,000 in Bone every day, and Bone prices at 55 cents with a small circulating supply like that. I mean, could easily drop to like 10, 5 cents, man. Anyways, peace out. God bless. Let's see what they do. I gave them exactly what to do. Let's see if they actually do it. Peace out. God bless. And I actually send this video to Matthew Perry, Zach Humphreys, and others, and Clay Bro and other people in the community because this is exactly what they need to do, right? They need to do this. We don't want to see Bone be swapped out at $25,000 every day or twice a day at these prices, and Bone is literally going to zero, right? So that wouldn't be good at all. Okay, so let's pump this Bone price up let's burn a significant amount of bone here in these next several days before this auto burn comes out, so bone price can have a lot of value and can sustain its value up at the $10 to $30 area. All right, peace out, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I have bone in 2024 top price $30. Bye.